Qantas, Australia's own overseas airline, offers a magnificent service for travelers to all parts of the world. Qantas Super Constellations fly to America 4 times a week. You may stop over in Fiji and Honolulu on your way or fly direct. And for your trip to London, the Qantas BOAC Kangaroo route offers you a choice of 8 departure times a week in the world's finest passenger airline. Qantas also operates regular speedy services to Japan, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and South Africa. Fly first or tourist class by Qantas, Australia's overseas airline.
When touring the highways or on a Sunday cruise, I don't care what you're driving, there's no other gas like Ampol. When touring the byways, it's just the gas to choose. Be sure of arriving, you will if you ask for Ampol. You'll be right, you'll be proud, join the happy Ampol crowd. Use Ampol, the best you can buy.
It's the Ampol Show, but tonight with another different twist. And to twist it, here he is, Jack Davy!
Hi-ho, everybody! And the orchestra from the Big Show giving you an opening. The Ampol Company in the past have brought to you the top world stars that have come to this country. And because of the great controversy about rock and roll, they feel the opportunity to give you the best rock and roll in the world was too good to miss. And that's why the Ampol Show tonight features Bill Haley and his Comets, Freddie Bell and the Bellboys, and the Platters. So you people way out back with no chance to see the Big Show at the stadium, no matter what city it's in, listen right now to the flesh and blood version of what your teenage children have been raving about. And to find out what we can about it, I'll chat to Bill Haley personally a little later on. Right now, here comes Bill Haley and his Comets to give you flesh and blood rock and roll.
On your mark. Get set. Now ready. Go. Everybody rise and dance. Everybody rise and dance. Everybody rise and dance. Hip us all night long. Now we're here to dance. Everyone can do. It's the hipsters dance. And the square cats too. Won't you take a chance? This is all you do. You just grab your baby. Don't you leave that spot. Then you go like crazy, give it all you got. That's the razzle dazzle, if you're ready or not. On your mark, get set, now ready, go! Everybody razzle dazzle, everybody razzle dazzle, everybody razzle dazzle, if it's all night long. On your mark, get set, now ready, go! Everybody razzle dazzle, everybody razzle dazzle, everybody razzle dazzle, if it's all night long. On and on and on, that's the razzle dazzle song.
Well, it's goodbye, Bill Haley, for a moment. The Comets have shut off, but they'll be back again. And we'll hear a little more rock and roll. Right now, let's get a little quiet for a moment or two. What is rock and roll? To some people, it's everything. To others, it's something you get in a hamburger stall. But you'll work it out between yourselves that somewhere along the line, rock and roll will take a part in your life. With Bill Haley and his Comets, it comes to everybody. They're calling it Haley-tosis in this country, but it's certainly getting around, and People are starting to move to it. Right now, I want to talk about something that's always important to Ampol, and that means it's important to motorists. And as your motorist, it's important to you. If you've got anything in view for the weekend, that doesn't institute an offer, nor an invitation. It's just, what are you doing this weekend? It's a suggestion that perhaps on the spur of the moment, a trip could be a lot of fun if you haven't thought about it. Just pack up, get going. Not in any particular direction, but it's a big but. Just make sure that your car's ready. That it's been greased recently, that things like the battery level and the brake fluid are okay. All those things looked after. If you've been getting Ampol service, those things will be right. But if you haven't, then check, and check well. That's why Ampol service is so good. They're experts at keeping your car at the ready, so that you can nick off at the drop of a hat. Keep your car that way always with Ampol service. Remember, unplanned weekend trips generally work out the best. And with Ampol service, you'll always be ready to go where you like, when you like. And now let's get a little sweet and a little quiet, because here come an outfit that I think will please you so much. In case rock and roll is too much, I've given you a little to start with, but we'll improve as we go. Right now, let's get back to sweet. And I think you'll enjoy very much this first number from The Platters.
My love forever is yours if you say my fate is ever to give and obey. That's just the way that I want to be at your beck and call. I'll never question you if you demand my very life will be yours to command. I'm just your slave, and I want to be at your beck and call. It doesn't matter if you're far away. Distance means nothing to me. Be gone for a year and a day, but if you call at your side, I offer you everything that I owe. If I were king, I would give you my throne, my heart, my soul, and my everything. At your beck and call. It doesn't matter if you're far away. Distance means nothing to me. Oh, you could be gone a year and a day, but if you call at your side, I offer you everything that I owe. If I were king, I would give you my throne, my heart, my soul, and my everything at your beck and call, baby. At your beck and
But that's only half a platterful. Right now, let's listen to the Platters once again to bring you a number that has sold over 3 million discs. Need I tell you, it's the great Pretender.
Oh, yes, I'm the great Pretender. Pretending that my need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, but no one can tell. Oh, yes, I'm the great Pretender. left me to dream all alone. Real is this feeling that makes me believe. Real when I feel what my heart can't conceal. Yes, I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown, pretending that you're still around. But my heart can't conceal. Yes, I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown. Pretending that you're still around. Still around.
So much for quietness. And now let's get back in the groove, because here comes somebody that is somebody. The Ampol Company have great pleasure in presenting, to give you more rock and more roll, Freddie Bell and the Bell Boys. Freddie. All right, settle down. They won't go. We got them leg roped. It's all right. You don't need to worry. Freddie, I'd like to talk to you just for a moment or two.
All right.
Because we've got a lot to find out one way and another. When did you start all this?
Well, our group started about 3.5 years ago in the town in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, the United States.
How did it start? You just got together?
Well, we were all working with different groups, and I decided that we'd like to do some of our own ideas, so the boys got together and just went out and went to work.
You went out and went to work?
Yeah, right away.
And how long have you been playing as a group?
Well, the group's been intact now for 3 years.
They look all right to me. But they seem a nice lot of boys, and they seem to enjoy it. Love every minute of it. How did you come over?
Well, we flew in from Singapore. We got here in about the 6th of January.
You didn't come on the back of a seagull or anything?
No, we flew over Qantas Airlines.
That's what I want to talk to you about. Did you like it?
Well, the service was fantastic, and the flight was very, very nice. And believe me, it's one of the best airlines I've ever flown on. The captain came out and talked to us about the flight, and he told us about the operation of the plane. And we generally had a ball on the plane, on the flight. We just talked and talked. And it was actually 20 hours from Singapore, but it only seemed about 4 or 5.
Is that a fact? You were
Really,
eating most of the time?
Yes, I was sleeping most of the time myself.
I thought you were, because I've never seen a fellow try to eat a microphone before. Well, that's good. Now, all I want you to do is to give us a number. But before that, I understand you've got 2 children.
Yes, I have a little girl, 3.5, and a boy, 10 weeks old.
What group do they come under?
Well, the boy's name is Ding Dong, and the girl's Marianne.
Marianne?
Yeah.
What's his real name?
His name is Andrew.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Ding Dong, that's what you call him?
His nickname is Ding Dong, yeah.
Ding Dong. Does he play any particular instrument?
No, he's deciding on piano, but he can't reach the keys yet.
Well, when he gets tall enough, he'll be right. I'd like you to take home a little gift just to the 2 of them. And here come one of my girls, Miss Betty, bringing out these are very tiny, and they're little replicas of our particular koala bears.
I know. We were going to get them to take home. Thank you.
Well, then that's for Mary Ann. She's 3.5. Is that right?
Thank you.
And this is for Ding Dong. He's 10 weeks old.
10 weeks old, yeah.
Oh, yes. A little early to the side. Right, now I'll take these over to one side because you need your hands when you work.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Well, all Italians talk, you know.
Take him to the second number. You're an Italian.
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Oh, yeah, five Italians in the group, and
You're all
one
Italian.
Polish boy.
And a Polish boy.
And a Jewish manager.
And Jewish manager.
Yeah, it makes for good, happy relations.
This next number comes from Take it away, Freddie. It's all yours.
If you ever go to a session or dance and you want the sax band to prance, get the crowd and John and sing it. Get the band and John and sing. Go, go, go. Get the beat man and go, go, go. You got the beat man. Go, go, go. That's the beat man. Go, go, go. Where's the beat man? Go, go, go. Well now, baby, that's a swinging bridge. Jump and shout, the better really knock you out. Don't you ever stop and sing it. Don't you ever stop and sing it. Go, 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 get the beat man. Go, 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 that's the beat man. Go, go, you got the beat man. Go, 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 where's the beat man? Go, 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 well now baby, rock, rock, roll.
Stop. And right on the highway, too, because I want to talk to you. When you're driving along that highway, look for the sign that really stands out. Wherever you see that sign, you see a spotless service station to match it. That's a friendly sign, that Ampol sign, smart as paint can make it, leading the way to service as smart as only Ampol can make it. If you feel the car you're driving is the best, then why not make for the best? The best service stations, the best service, the mostest courtesy, and the bestest petrol ever. Ampol Super Octane, the best. And now, Bill Haley. Come on, I'd like to talk to you.
Yes, Jack?
Well, Bill, there are quite a few things to talk about. I'm going to let you do most of the talking, but I'd like to find out a fact or two. I understand you started off as a disc jockey.
Well, you could say that, Jack. I started out as a disc jockey. I worked all around the radio station. I did just about everything. Record librarian, did some news, did some special event shows.
Meet a friend.
I even swept the floors, you know, Jack.
Meet a friend. Yes, I suppose you got to get to do all those things when you start the hard way. And so you went from there and you sort of came up and eventually decided to get out of that business into this. Is that right?
Well, actually, Jack, I started out at the tender age of a little better than 14. And I got into radio as a singer, or I thought I was a singer. And so after singing...
Meet a friend.
So after singing in different stations all over the United States and traveling for a period of 5 or 6 years, working, as I said, all the various jobs around stations, all as a sort of way to eat. You know, Jack, you have to do that. And I wasn't making any money singing, so I had to do it one way or the other. That's how I happened to become announcing and what have you. And that.
I'm giving you this as an Ampol pin. There's no reason that you'll know about. We do have lots of reasons, and it's just that I'd like you to take that away, because when you get back to America, somebody will ask you how you got it and where you got it, and I'll be proud if you tell them that you got it on the Ampol.
I will tell them that, Jack, for sure.
Now, before we go any further, you have 5 children.
I have 5, yes, sir.
Well, it sounds like you don't rock and roll all the time.
Meet a friend.
Now, matter matter of fact, I'm still playing to an empty house.
Oh, yeah, you are.
But you know, since this music is... There's a fella hasn't even got a house. Since this rock and roll music came in and does something to you, I don't think I ever felt better in my life.
Well, wonderful, Jack. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, I'm feeling so good. I just hope I don't let me down, that's all.
All right, well, I hope you don't.
Now, how old are these children?
Well, we start with the smallest one, 3 months. Then we have one 1.5 years. These are both boys. Then we have a little girl, 3.5 years, a boy, 5.5 years, and a girl, 8.
Oh.
Boom, 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 right up.
Yes, that's certainly a flight of stairs. Well, I've got some little koala bears. I'd like you to take them back.
Wonderful, Jack.
I don't know whether the little person of 8 is a bit on the old side, but one of these hollowed out makes a colossal Davy Crockett hat, so... So that would be it. Right, you take those back, and thanks very much, Bill.
Well, thank you, Jack.
They get lots of fun out of them.
They will.
It's nice for a family to have a little family of their own, and they'll get lots of fun with those. Now, rock and roll. All right, it's a business.
Yes.
Quite a business. With you, it's big business. Because I suppose you, without any doubt, would be the world's greatest exponent of rock and roll. What is your opinion on it? What does it do to people?
Well, Jack, what it does to people, it gives them a chance to relax and enjoy themselves.
You call that relaxing?
Actually, it is very relaxing. For the first time in many years, we have found a music where everybody, universally, can join in and sing and clap their hands and relax. It definitely is relaxing.
Have you played around the Canal Zone at all?
No. Haven't been there yet, Jack.
Brother, make that your next date.
All right.
You'll save everybody a lot of trouble. I reckon you and Louis Armstrong might solve the world's problems because music does seem to do a lot for everybody. Now, you think it has something more than just noise?
Well, definitely, Jack. When we started our particular type of music, we felt that the music had progressed too far. We felt that it was getting just a little bit too complicated, and if we could go back to the beginning and start all over with the little 4-bar blues and the boogie-woogie and what have you, and little sayings like "See you later, alligator," and things like this that everybody could say, why, we might have something. And I never, of course, dreamed that it would become as big as it has, but and anything that grows, Jack, as big as rock and roll music has to have pros and cons. And, of course, everything can't be completely good. That goes for everything in the world. There are good and bad to everything. We feel that rock and roll music, musically, is steadily getting better. Each and every record, we have more young artists coming up every day. Just millions of young people with talent who are getting in the rock and roll field. They're singing the songs, they're writing the songs, and I feel that probably one of your questions, do I think it will last? It definitely will because of the universal appeal. We'll go back to that once again. Everybody from 8 to 80 seems to like the music and enjoy themselves with it, and I think as long as the ideas are different and they keep a good solid dance beat, the music can last for a long, long time.
Seems to be this is the greatest thing since kissing. And it looks like it's here to stay because it's amazing how that's lasted.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. From 8 to 80, they're still at it.
Yeah.
Now, it's getting near wind-up time. You've had a rough idea, you people who don't understand it, of what rock and roll sounds like. Just sit and see if you can start to rock and roll. Relax, let yourself go. That's what you must do. Bill Haley and his Comets are going to rock and roll. They'll be joined by Dennis Collinson and his boys until this joint is really jumping. Maybe you'll realize that rock and roll has something. And what else could we go for than the one that made, I think, not only Bill Haley famous, but clocks a little more famous than they are. That's it. Rock around the clock.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock. Around the clock tonight. Praise glad lights on. Shine behind. Having fun when the clock starts to rock. Around the clock tonight. We're going to rock, rock, rock. Broad daylight. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3 and 4, as the band goes down, we'll go. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. We're going to rock, rock, rock. Broad daylight. We're going to rock around the clock tonight.
any good. You can say what you like, you can clap as loud as you like, but we rocked around that clock until 8:30 came, and that means finish of the Ampol show. But I'd like to say that all the years I've been in this business, all the years I've spent in this auditorium, that's the first time I've ever seen people jiving in the aisles. I saw a woman and could have been her niece, her daughter. She couldn't be more than 5 or 6. Way up back, I saw 2 elderly people in the back doing their best. And from here, it looked good. But all our front rows and people on the aisles, they were flat at it. And that seems something. It's exciting, it's got something, and I'm the first to admit it. You people way out who don't get a chance to see these world-famous stars in action, well, you've had your chance now to listen tonight to rock and roll. If you've rocked and rolled, or if you've argued with your teenage sons and daughters, but you can see nothing to it, what does it matter? Ampol have brought you the world's best in everything. Anything that comes to this country is the top, and Ampol have brought it to you. And now they've brought you the best in rock and roll, just as they bring you the world's best in petrol and oil. I'll leave you to argue until next Friday night. This is Jack Davy, who will be here next Friday night, I hope. Brothers and sisters, have I got ideas? Oh, just me, some people, and a guitar. Next Friday... Well, I'm trying to say I'm too old to have anything that's got any strings to it. On behalf of the Ampol Company, on behalf of Bill Haley and his Comets, Freddie Bell and the Bellboys, the Platters, Dennis Collinson and his band, all featured in Lee Gordon's Big Show, this is Jack Davy saying good night and thanks for listening.
When touring the highways or on a Sunday cruise, I don't care what you're driving, there's no other gas like Ampol. When touring the byways, it's just the gas to choose. Be sure of arriving, you will if you ask for Ampol. You'll be right, you'll be proud, join the happy Ampol crowd. Use Ampol, the best you can buy.
Welcome to the Ampol Show. Number, please, with Jack Davy.
Hello, everybody. Well, that's good. Come on, break it down, because you've got a lot to clap this afternoon. And it is this afternoon because we've got to put this show on at an awkward time of day to get these boys away up north. When I say these boys, I'll tell you who I'm talking about. Tonight, Ampol once again takes pleasure in bringing you, as they have in the past, some more top-line visiting American artists. The Ampol Company feels that you people throughout the length and breadth of the land who can't get in to see these artists in the flesh should have the opportunity of at least hearing them. That's why in the past we brought you Bob Hope, Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong, Johnny Ray, Spike Jones, Guy Mitchell, Don Cornell, Joe Fingers Carr, Frankie Lane, and a whole lot more. So tonight you're going to hear the rock and roll people who are drawing thousands of teenagers each night to listen to their type of music. And not only teenagers, perhaps you, like many other sedate people, will find yourselves getting in the groove, clapping your hands and swaying backwards and forwards to the rock and roll rhythm of, here he comes, young but colossal Gene Vincent.
So baby, come to see the children at home. I want your loving, yes sirree. I so baby, come to see the children at home. I want your loving, yes indeed. Well, I want you, I love you, I need you so much. Why don't you be right with that magic touch? You send me, you thrill me, baby, you're so fine. I want your loving, baby, all the time. But baby, don't get you down. I want your loving, oh, you bet. Now! you bet. Now. I love you, I need you so much. Why don't you give up with that magic touch? You send me, you thrill me, baby, you're so fine. I want your loving, baby, all the time. But baby, don't forget, I need to get you there. I want your love, oh you bet. I need your love, oh you bet. I want your love, oh you bet. I need your love, oh you bet.
Get in here. Well, you fellas do, but I'll do my best, and I can talk at almost any angle. You come a little closer. My voice is a little louder than yours. Well, it's nice to meet you, Gene. Tell us a little about yourself. Where did you get this outfit from in the first place?
Well, sir, about 14 months ago, I picked him up in Virginia, around Virginia, my hometown.
That's where you're from?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And don't call me sir. You make me sound like an old gentleman, you know. And I am. And you just sort of got together, and I understand now that you're really rolling them in the States.
Yes, sir. We got a song that's number 10 over there, the one I just sang.
Number 10?
Yes, sir.
And what is it, sir? What's the name of that?
A Lot of Lovin'.
A Lot of Lovin'?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I was watching the crowd inside, and I was wondering what they were doing. Right. Come up a little closer. Now, in this show, we meet a lot of people from overseas. The Ampol Company are happy to bring them to the rest of Australia. And we have an odd little something or other. Whenever we have somebody sing a song, if they're good or bad, we pay them £5. That's around about $10 in Virginia. So you take that. In fact, it's not a bad one. It's full of threes. There you are. That's £5. It'll buy you something, a button, or you know how it is. And what do you drive in America when you drive around? What sort of car do you have?
I got 2 Chryslers and a Cadillac.
2 Chryslers and a Cadillac. I got 2 scooters and a tram here. Well, I don't know what you use in America, but if you're out here, we'd get you to use Ampol. That's round about the highest octane petrol you can get, and it's really something good. I've got to talk about Ampol because, strange as it seems, this is the Ampol show. Now, I'm going to give you a little problem. It's not a hard one. And what you do is, for a start, take this pin. That's an Ampol pin. That's the only way you can get it is to come on this show. It's not very valuable other than you just can't pick them up anywhere. That makes you an Ampol man. You married?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why is that? You just haven't had the time?
Yes, sir, mostly that.
Yeah, you're just so sort of tied to your music, that's it.
Oh, that's not it.
It's not it. Well, I just said the time will come. Now, you flew out here at Qantas, is that right?
Yes, sir.
What sort of a trip did you have?
Very good.
You can say more. This is a commercial.
Well, they were real nice people to us.
They looked after you all the way
Yes,
through.
they sure did.
Mm-hmm. And how long did the trip take you altogether?
3 days.
3 days?
Yes, sir.
Was Qantas just as good as you've ever flown?
I'd say better.
Better?
Yes, sir.
Now, what we do is give you a problem. How many boys in your band?
There's 6, including myself.
That's quite correct. And you can now pick up the Ampol Treasure House telephone and just dial any number. That's it. Just once like that.
Ampol Treasure House, number, please.
Now, you just say a number between 1 and 50.
37.
Number 37 is a handmade rug of Australian merino wool.
Well, now, there you are. No matter what number you said, you'd have got the same present. That's all we have. All right, so you hang that up again, Gene. And I'm going to give you this little gift because it's one of these things that I think you can take back to America. It's not worth any great fortune, but you couldn't get it anywhere else than Australia. That's pure Australian merino wool, and anybody that took that back to America would have something that they must be proud of because it not only that, it almost matches. Yes, that is a replica of the one presented to Her Majesty the Queen during her Australian tour. So I hope you're pretty happy with that. And to each of your boys, we'd like to give them 2 Philip Morris shirts. In America, you can get just the best shirts, but out here... I don't know about shirts, but I should say they could do with pants. Because they certainly start to work on the job with those.
I just got off my knee.
These boys certainly work hard. Oh, Gene, I think you've got about all we can give you, so therefore you give a little more to us. One more number if you can get your team on, and we'll go for our lives. We'll take the rug away from you so you can use your guitar, and the rest is easy. What's this number?
It's called Bebop-A-Lula. Well, Bebop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Bebop-A-Lula, don't mean baby. Bebop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Bebop-A-Lula, don't mean baby. Bebop-A-Lula, she's the gal in the red blue jeans. She's the queen of all the teens. She's the woman that I know. She's the woman that loves me so bad. Bebop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Bebop-A-Lula, don't mean baby. Bebop-A-Lula, she's. Let's ride. She's the woman with the flying feet. She's the one that walks around the store. She's the one that yells them all. Bebop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Bebop-A-Lula, don't mean maybe. Bebop-A-Lula, she's rock in now. Bebop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Bebop-A-Lula, don't mean baby. Bebop-A-Lula, she's
Now, before we have a number or two more from these top-line overseas stars, let's talk about something else that's pretty definitely world-class. That is the new Ampol Wonder Grease. It's the most efficient lubricating grease yet developed to prolong car life and reduce maintenance bills. It gives complete protection against heat, cold, water, rust, and corrosion to every user of grease. And for the industrial man or the farmer, it replaces the great number of greases needed in the past. No matter what you're going to lubricate, use the new red Ampol multi-purpose grease, Ampol Wonder Grease. It gives you years ahead protection. And now, hardly a surprise because you know they're here, so let's get on with it. And I might tell you people listening in that the audience here today in the auditorium is made up mostly of young people, rock and roll fans. But I watched during those last numbers, and I saw some of the older people really starting to move. Well, that's the way it is. You know, you're only as young as you feel, so let's see how young you really are. I'll watch you. If you feel that way, go ahead and relax. Visiting this country with Gene Vincent is another top rock and roll outfit. Whether you're teenage or I'm teenage, this sort of music can certainly get in your blood. A top liner from America, a recording artist who sells them there by the thousand, here he is to let you people from here, there, and everywhere hear just how his boys sound on this show. You can rock and roll again, this time with Little Richard.
You ran off and married, and I love you still. be good to you, baby. Please don't leave me alone. I woke up this morning, Lucy was not in sight. I asked my friends about her, but all they did was tight. Lucy, please come back when you belong. I'll be good to you, baby. Please don't leave me alone. Woo! Sight. I asked my friends about her, but all they did was tight. Lucy, please come back when you know. I'll be good to you, baby. Please don't leave me alone. Lucy, baby, that is from my heart. Lucy, baby, that is from my heart. I played by with it, baby, and gave it such a wonderful start.
Little Richard, I'm standing right close to you here, and I can see how that number affected you. On a hot day like this, it certainly must be tough, I suppose.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Well, now, I'd like to give you an Ampol pin to take back, and I pinned it, but I don't have an Ampol there. Just a moment. Oh, Gene, I can fix this, I think. Gene, would you mind? Thanks very much. I'll just borrow it. Thank you, that's all. Thank you very much. I don't have an Ampol pin, but I can say now, take Vincent's. That's just something that the boys and girls here know. It's just a little gag. Now, tell us something about yourself. You've been in music a long time.
Yes, a lot of years. Wonderful, though.
We hear so many tales about you. Just the nicest things. Now, how true are they? I understand you're leaving here pretty soon because you're anxious to get back to America.
Yes, I'm anxious to get back to America, but I'm coming out of show business.
Out of show business?
That's right.
You're going back for that reason?
That's right. I'm going to be an evangelist.
An evangelist?
That's right.
That's your heart is set on that, apparently.
Yes. The reason I would like to say this, I'm glad that you asked me. But the reason I want to come out of show business, you see all these different kind of lights going up in the sky.
You mean the satellites?
That's right. That's it. And that's a sign that the Lord is coming soon, and I want to dedicate my life to God.
I see, little Richard. Well, that's a very good thought. It's worried you a little, this.
Oh, yes. It do what?
I say it's worried you, this satellite?
Oh, no, it don't worry me so much, but I know that if I don't get it right, I know that the pledge that the Lord is going to put on the world, it's going to worry me, so I might as well be worried one way or the other. So I'm going back and I want to study so I can help the other people that are doing wrong where they can be saved too.
Yes, I dare say I really agree with you. Music is pretty close to that sort of thing, actually. I suppose you throw so much into your music that it gives you a feeling of goodness. You think it brings good in people?
Yes, I think that the music do a lot of good to the people in one way, but I can't serve the Lord while I'm doing this because he said you either love one or hate the other, either hold to one or turn loose the other. So I got to get completely from this to dedicate my life directly to God.
Well, that's very nice, and I think so sincere. Well, now, let's just take it easy for a moment or two because we want to give you a little gift to take back with you because no matter where you are, this is something that you'll be able to take with you. It's just a rug, but when I say just a rug, it's something we're pretty proud of. It's a beautiful handmade rug of Australian merino wool. These sheep won't live anywhere else than south of the border, so you can't get them in America. And so would you take that, little Richard, take it back with you?
Yes, I'll be very glad to.
Nice, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Well, it's handmade, too.
All right.
All right. Well, now, we won't take any further. I was going to put you through yes, no, but I see that you worked so hard on that last number, and it's a hot day. So we'll let you go and relax just for a moment or two while I just have a chat to somebody else and get them to sing for us. Then we'll bring you back, and you'll send us off the way you send them all the time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Little Richard. Here's a boy, and a nice boy. A quiet boy to talk to, but when he starts to rock and roll, he gets excited like the rest. I'd like you to meet Eddie Cochran. Come on, Eddie. They don't have to stop temporarily because Eddie's got a guitar here. It's an electric guitar, and he had to pick it up.
And, by the way, this guitar belongs to Gene's guitar player, Mr. Johnny Meeks. I'd like to thank him for letting me use it. Because
That's quite all right.
Mine was all out of tune before the show.
Anybody can have a plug on this show. Even Vincent's. Eddie, tell us a little about yourself. You're a single man?
Yeah, that's right. And I'm 20 years old.
20 years old.
That's right. And I live in Hollywood, California.
Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
And how many Cadillacs do you have?
2.
2? I don't know how you fellas do it. I've just got this back from Little Richard. It's an Ampol pin. All right, it's an Ampol pin. It'll remind you of us when you get back there.
Good, thank you.
How did you get into music? Guitar playing first or vocal?
Yeah, it was real funny. I was a guitar player, and I was sitting in this recording session one day, and just sitting there playing to myself, and this guy walked in, and he was a producer, and he asked me if I wanted to be in The Girl Can't Help It, and I told him yes.
If you wanted to?
If I wanted to be in The Girl Can't Help It.
Don't run your words together.
That was a rock and roll picture.
I see.
That everybody here was in the picture.
A whole lot of you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And from then on, it stuck with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, how about you here? You give us a little number that we can all listen to.
All righty, I'll
What's
do
it
that.
called?
It's called A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On.
Well, come on over, baby. A whole lot of shaking going on. Yeah, I said, come on over, baby. Really can't go wrong. We ain't faking. A whole lot of shaking going on. Yeah, come on over, baby. Oh, we got chicken in the barn. Ooh, huh? Oh, come on over, baby. Really got the bull by the horn. We ain't faking. A whole lot of shaking going on. Well, shake it, baby, shake it. Yeah. Shake it, baby, shake it. Ooh. Shake it, baby. Come on, baby. Shake it, baby, shake it. Come on over. A whole lot of shaking going on now. Shake it, baby. Come on over, baby. Well, we got chicken in the barn. Who's a barn? What barn? My barn. Come on over, baby. We really got the bull by the horn. We ain't begging. A whole lot of shaking going on. Now real soft. Well, shake it, baby, shake. Shake it, baby, shake. All you gotta do, honey, is stand there in one spot. Wiggle around just a little bit. Yeah, that's when you got it. A whole lot of shaking going on. Well, shake it, baby, shaking. Shake it, baby, shake. Woo. Shake it, baby. Come on, baby. Shake it, baby, shake. Come on over. A whole lot of shaking going on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we only rug the good ones, but still, for the boys in this band, too, as well, playing behind you, Little Richard's boys, we have those Philip Morris shirts for them as well. We'd like them to see in America just what sort of shirts we can turn out here. Now,
Well, they like that.
You only wear them, that's all. Would you take this? That's a merino rug just the same as the others.
Why, thank you very, very much, sir.
And wherever you travel in America where it's cold, you'll find that that's great.
I need it here. I'm freezing here.
You are?
Yeah, I am.
Not today, you're not, brother. All right, thanks again, Eddie Cochran.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Here's something I'd like to ask our country listeners, the men on the land. Why use various specialized greases for farm lubrication when one grease, using one grease gun, will do all your lubricating jobs and do them better with the new Ampol Wonder Grease? Ampol lithium-based multi-purpose grease is amazingly versatile. It resists heat, cold, and water because it's a lithium-based grease and affords you complete protection under all operating conditions. Ampol multi-purpose stays in bearings longer, keeps out dirt and grit, and means really big savings in time and maintenance costs. From this moment on, settle for one grease, Ampol multi-purpose. It's colored red for positive identification, and it's the greatest wear saver ever manufactured in Australia. Ampol Wonder Grease, the most versatile lubricant ever developed. Thank you, Little Richard.
Everything that Arkansas need, oh baby, yes, baby, oh baby, have me some fun tonight, yeah. Well, come Arkansas with boiled salad, strawberry coming down the tobacco now, oh baby, yes, baby, oh baby, have me some fun tonight. I need, oh baby, yeah, baby, oh baby, have me some fun tonight, yeah. Well, I'm working John with boiled salad, strawberry coming down the tobacco now, oh baby, yeah, baby, oh baby, have me some fun tonight, yeah. We're gonna have some fun tonight, we're gonna have some fun tonight, whoa, have some fun tonight, everything's all right.
Oh, man alive, that synonym, that really was something. Well, that was that, and that was something. That means goodbye time from the Ampol Show, where tonight you heard Little Richard and his band, Gene Vincent and his Blue Caps, and Eddie Cochran. The Ampol Company is happy to bring you all the artists that ever come from overseas to give you that opportunity to hear what the city people are fortunate enough to be able to see and hear. Just another Ampol service because Ampol try to, and I'm sure succeed, in looking after everybody, whether it's to do with your car and transportation or entertainment. This All-Australian Company hopes you enjoyed this program this evening, and until the same time next week, this is Jack Davies saying, as usual, good night and thanks for listening.